like a quad.
Yeah.
Duplex. Now, what if they wanted to use the existing building to have function, some of its functions or something?
If they want to do a community facility, they can
We don't do that.
still do that.
Yeah, the investor yesterday was wanting to put 4 houses on it.
Yeah.
And I think that's what most people would probably want to do.
That's what we're hearing.
That's what I'm
Bringing enough money now to do that.
Yeah.
What's that?
Well, the animal shelter thing,
Here on the animal shelter.
This is, I
We
mean,
got 30 minutes.
we've been working on it as far as we're now housed temporarily at the Alamo building on Camp Carter. We've looked at several different buildings, they've taken us through. One was like 4 miles out into the underbrush and the whole backside of it was falling off. I thought it was a joke. I thought it was gonna slit our throat.
You're talking about on the Camp Carter property?
Yes, sir. And they're being real cooperative with us. We looked at the building up by where the cabins are. They've got several, large barns. The last one, the one that they seem the most enthusiastic about is the actual horse barn, where the equine center is with all the stalls in it. If you think about those buildings, they're the big metal buildings and they have the big, huge trusses that go through. And you can actually break them up into approximately 3 sections, 3 truss sections.
You're talking about the new cabin, the newer one.
Yep, where the stalls are now, where they keep all the horses and other miscellaneous for.
Off the harbor you're talking about?
Yes. Yes.
I don't know if there's more out there, that's what I'm asking.
And they're talking about giving us the back third of that building. The lease details are still questionable. Marvin's been working with them on that, meeting with them. We would wall that off. That has all the plumbing and all of the utilities there. It's gonna take some work because right now, currently, it's an improved barn, but it wouldn't be near as expensive as if we had to build something on our own. We've looked at it and it'll suit our needs fine. It will serve as an animal shelter for us indefinitely. But the question is just the fine details. What would the lease agreement be? This is just me talking, as a person. I think they lease that baseball field, 99 years for $1 or something along those lines, with an option to renew another 99 years for another $1. That's all higher level negotiations on the board's part. They already house animals there, so some of the concerns in the past of having creating a nuisance to the neighborhood, the existing structure, we're not building a new structure, it's far enough back, they've got donkeys and horses and all of that in there.
The only thing I'd like to see is, and I would like to see neighborhood notification. That can be done at the town hall. I mean, I just don't want us to spring this on people and say, we're the city, we do what we want.
Right.
I just want us to interact with people far enough in advance because, the last time we talked about it, it seemed at one point like we were basically under the gun to have an opinion right then and there. We just need to, if that's where the direction y'all want to go and y'all assess, then I think that's fair. I'm not going to fight it. I just would like to see the neighborhood notified and get their input on something that is.
A lot of your input from the last meeting we took into consideration when we were putting this together. You being a representative in my mind of that section of the neighborhood. My thoughts are is there's already an animal housing facility there. They've got the horses, they've got the donkeys and the other creatures that are there. I don't perceive that the traffic is going to be that increased based on the fact that they've already got an operational equine center there. So the trucks and the trailers and the activity still exist at that exact location. So we wouldn't be enlarging the footprint by maybe putting another building up closer to the neighborhood. The footprint already is there. It would just be an additional use added to that location. If they decided to open it up for, let's say they said, and I'm just a veterinary office in there, the footprint already exists, and I think when you would voice concern about the current neighborhood having issues with that, when we went into this, we were looking at a way where we could accommodate that in addition to accommodating the needs of the city.
Right, no, and I think that's good. Like I said, I want to, whether it's council meeting, the town hall, or something, I want to see that the neighborhood given that opportunity to not just voice there, but it does sound like you've done a lot of the advance, answered the question in advance, so a lot of it
I knew you
is.
were coming.
So a lot of it is,
He doesn't live in that neighborhood no more.
But still, his concerns were very valid, and I recognize you speaking as a citizen of that community. Take your face out and plug a different citizen in. So when we approached this, we had tried to do it with your concerns echoing in the background.
and that's the main thing, is it's not just, it's both getting their input, but it is also letting them know, hey, this isn't just something we came up with. There's been a lot of discussion into this, there's been a lot of research, and so, like I said, as long as we're prepared to do that far enough in advance that, we don't get asked, hey, we gotta do this week because here's where we are. As long as we're prepared to get that information out and receive that feedback, I have no issue with that.
We're right now, we got a temporary animal shelter. They're not gonna run us out of there anytime soon.
Right.
We just wanna start this far enough in advance that we can get all the details worked out. So when we do come to council, like for instance, Tarrant County's told me about putting a road in for us. I've got the price on that now, it's $5,500. We're just starting to put the pieces together. I didn't have that here for y'all in the packet, I didn't get that till yesterday. And, the fence, I still wanna look at that, but it's got all the utilities here, it's got everything we would need, except for getting the road access to it and the, secluding it from.
Where would we be bringing the road from?
It'll be at the end of 2 lanes. It's the most logical place.
2 lane, go through the gate, go down.
Yeah, you'd have a double gate there, and you just go right on into it. That's the shortest distance to go, to get there.
That's on the Harvard lot, correct, Marvin? That's going through the Harvard lot that YMCA has?
No, we looked at that first. It's too much. You go here, you gotta turn back this way, and it's too much.
So they're giving you part of this inside that they've already done?
Yeah.
It's the back half. I believe that picture is looking from the front as you come across the ball field down that road, and you're looking down. There are 3 huge arches that divide that building. You're looking at the 3 of them there. They're looking at providing us the last third of that building.
Towards the
That's
road?
huge.
Yeah, towards River
Well,
Road.
come up here,
Towards River Road.
well, come up here. You're talking about the whole open area? Or you talk about this enclosed area?
The enclosed area.
Yes, I mean.
So here, this,
Yeah.
and this is, we're looking at that's the back of it, yeah, shielding area.
And this is what I'm looking at.
Inside.
They're offering you part of that inside?
Yes.
Well, that'd be crazy.
Saving us a lot.
Now, my next question though goes to, I guess Marvin, or well, go to you. Right here, okay, this is for Joe's concern, this is, I guess, obviously the neighbors. Do we give them the option, hey, we can put up an enclosed fence where you don't have to look at this? Or do we say, well, I mean, no, we don't have to, we say, we don't want nobody to see this, we put it up. But do you give them the option to say, hey, do you wanna keep your view?
I'm a citizen of this community, and I always, I say it again, I think the citizens are the paramount to what we do. I think that the existing footprint already exists. We're only going to improve the look of what they already see when they look out of their window right now.
But some people would go, I don't wanna see that, I want to enclose the fence, and some people wouldn't. The potential issue then is everyone on Camp Carter wants a fence.
Yeah, that's my
worry. Yeah, which would be a lot of,
There's no reason to do that.
I don't believe that we're changing anything.
I think they want to see what they.
No, I
wouldn't want to take that view away. But
Yeah,
some
but
people
we're not
would go,
changing that view, right?
Yeah.
Everything's
Right.
on the inside of the existing.
but I could see where,
Why is that a
I could
problem?
see where some people would be screaming for it, though.
And I will say also, since this was all brought up and your concerns about that neighborhood, I visited that current shelter numerous times, and first of all, it's a cool operation. He's doing a great job down there, but no noise, no smells, all the things that I started thinking about after he mentioned it. The only thing I could say, about this is if we could figure out a way to stay where we are, that's even better, but.
Once they saw when we went in there and cleaned that building up and made it.
Now,
They're like, hey, that's a really good building. It was full of junk before, but we worked.
Well, to me, it's surprising that that's the building that they